The choices made by many athletes seem to tell a similar story. The aim to win was serious enough that some athletes, even the most successful ones, may resort to an opportunity to lengthen their success. Hence, some may cheat. From using schemes like additional substances that would help to enhance their gameplay or manipulating certificates to validate a questionable athlete, team owners or even coaches would go above and beyond to get the gold. So today, we will bring you the top 10 athletes who got caught cheating in sports. But first, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to Sports Stars, and click the bell for the updates. On our 10th spot was Phil Nekro. Twins knuckleballer Joe Nekro was ejected after umpires discovered he was trying to scuff balls, presumably to give his signature pitch a bit more movement. The whole incident was caught on national television. But despite the video, and perhaps despite common sense, Nekro denied that he was scuffing the ball. What was even funnier was that, according to him, he always kept an emery board in his pocket to keep his nails in proper shape for a better grip on the knuckleball. And take note, he also had the sandpaper in his pocket. The league found that flimsy excuse and suspended him for 10 games.
Search like this, quite like this before. And he's out of there.
Placing himself in the 9th place was Michael Pineda. In April 2014, New York Yankees starting pitcher Michael Pineda was suspended 10 games for having foreign substance on his body. Traces of pine tar was discovered on Pineda's neck in the bottom of the 2nd inning, a frame after he gave up 2 earned runs to give the Red Sox a 2-0 lead. With 2 outs and a 1-2 count on Grady Sizemore, Farrell came out on the dugout to alert the umpiring crew of a dark brown substance on the right side of Pineda's neck. In baseball, pine tar is that brownish-black substance some players decide to put on the handles of their bats to help improve their grip and prevent the bat from flying out of their hands. It also allows players to have a more relaxed grip, which can provide more pop on contact. Circling her way to the 8th place was no other than Tonya Harding. This was one of the most brutal acts no one has ever seen before in the world of figure skating. On January 6, 1994, Nancy Kerrigan was struck after practice at the Cobo Arena in Detroit, Michigan, in what would become one of the biggest sports scandals in history. Kerrigan was Tonya Harding's longtime rival, the one person in the way of her making the Olympic team. Harding's desperate attempt to win at all costs prompted then-husband Gillooly to set up the attack. The hitman was Shane Stant, who used a 21-inch collapsible baton to strike Kerrigan's right leg. He, along with his uncle, Derek Smith, were contracted by Jeff Gillooly, the ex-husband of skating rival Tonya Harding, and Harding's bodyguard Sean Eckhart. It cost her a lifetime ban to professionally compete thereafter. Howard grabbed the 7th place on our list. In 2016, Dwight Howard was still with the Houston Rockets when the controversy sparked as he caught using a stickum on his hands. Howard said he's been using the spray for years and never hid that fact, as he claimed that some players use it. Though, according to him, that some players use powders. Others prefer stickum for their hands. Stickum was usually being used to avoid slippery insides of their shoes to avoid accidents during the game.
Well, let's see what mischief Mr. Howard has created here, but they've thrown that ball out of the game.
6 was for the person who not only cheated on the Olympics, but cheated the entire basketball community, leading the bad name for those poor athletes involved. In 2000, a then boss for the Spanish basketball team has been found guilty for fraud 13 years after he presided over one of the biggest scandals in sporting history. Fernando Vicente used players 10 out of 12 who aren't disabled and were equipped with fake medical certificates, stating that they're mentally handicapped. This tactic was used by Vicente at the 2000 Paralympics in Sydney to win the gold medal. They were asked to return the medals after.
The whole thing was a farce, really. We stood there and listened. It was a false medal. It was a false national anthem. Nobody really talked about it.
Surprised? Just wait while revealing the top 5 cheating in sports because we are not done yet. So let's continue, shall we? Landed on the 5th spot was Brandon Jennings. In 2010, the referee called for a free throw, and for whatever reason, Brandon Jennings walked up and took it even though he was nowhere near the play. Brandon then had a record of 81% free throws, one of the highest percentage rates up to this day. In reality, it was Bogut who got fouled, and Jennings was nowhere near him. There were no legal ramifications though. After fans and the opposing teams called him out, he just grinned and stepped away.
Including the ref, he gives Jennings the ball. Jennings shoots the free throw and makes it. And then people start to figure out, like, hey, wait a minute, man. He wasn't even involved. And Jennings like, what did I do?
Settled on the 4th was Sal Alosi. In 2010, the New York Jets have suspended coach Sal Alosi indefinitely after the team got new information that the strength and conditioning coach instructed 5 players to stand in a wall before he tripped Dolphins player Nolan Carroll. Jets general manager Mike Tannenbaum announced the punishment after Alosi was suspended for the rest of the season and fined $25,000 thereafter.
Jets sideline.
Boy, it looked like he got tripped by one of the...
Third runner-up was none other than Diego Maradona. More than 30 years ago, on June 22, 1986, at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, Diego Armando Maradona scored a goal with his fist. This act of cheating was later called the hands of God. It was probably the most famous act of cheating in football, as Argentina met England in the first quarterfinals of the World Cup in Mexico City on this day in 1986. After the match, Diego Maradona stated that the goal was scored a little with his head and a little with the hand of God. Second spot is owned by not just one athlete but the whole team. The risk involved, not just to a bunch of spectators but to the players as well, were not being regarded. All for the aim of winning. In the 2008 Grand Prix, Renault team asked one of their drivers, Nelson Piquet, to crash on purpose at the beginning of the race, to get his teammate Fernando Alonso to get ahead of the race. The team was put on suspension for 2 years for that incident, and team boss Flavio Briatore was banned from the sport. The organizing body of the event decided that the team can keep the title.
Oh, big crash! That's Nelson Piquet. And that is likely, I would have thought, to bring out a safety car. Is it? It's off the line.
Looks like being caught twice did not matter to this lady who grabbed the top spot. Rosie Ruiz cheated not just once, but twice in a marathon. And that's why she got the top spot on our list. In 1980, Ruiz caught cheating by running out of the crowd about half a mile from the finish line. She amazed the running world by being the first woman to cross the line in Boston in 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 56 seconds. It would have been the 3rd fastest time ever recorded by a woman in a marathon. But shortly after, suspicions about her victory arose. In the 1979 New York City Marathon, she was caught cheating by getting into a subway to the marathon finish line. If you agree with our top 10 most difficult sports or if we missed anything, this is your chance to let us know by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, then show us some love by liking and subscribing to our channel Sports Stars. Make sure to click the bell so you won't miss our future exciting sports videos. You can also click the links on the description to watch our previous releases. Thanks for watching.